Are you planning to give up because of what you're going through in life right now? You must understand that there is no way you will see the good and not see the bad in life. But there are always different from someone that is in the plan of God and a person does not have any identity with the Lord. You must know that God is not moved by the storm and the wave of things that have befallen you. Rather, He's on a move, and the only thing that moves God is the purpose and the plans He has towards you and the reason. What you may see as pain, God is initiating a process that will give you a very strong identity in the kingdom, to equip you more for the life that is ahead of you that He has set before you. What is the storm you're going through? What are those problems and troubles that has filled your life, and you do not have any other place to gain solace because every other means has failed you? What is that pain that you have prayed to God to deliver you, heal you, and give you the wholeness and the comfort of the body? What is that debt that has made you a black sheep? What is the situation that has kept you on the ground? What is that situation that may not be easy for you to handle anymore, because it has actually gone beyond human power? You have to look up to God to help you. You may have tried doing it via other means, but it has ended in failure, and you're disappointed. It is difficult for you to make a decision now. But can I tell you a truth about the power of God? All you have gone through is not because you're the worst person on earth, not because you're the biggest failure or the most powerless being ever known, but because you have a life in God, because there is something God is trying to change in your life, because God is interested in you and He wants to deliver you from the darkness that has been set ahead of you in the future. The pain and the lack you're experiencing is a direct, deliberate purpose to build you and give you an understanding that you will always need to become the great person you have always wanted to be. God does not allow things to happen to His children without His knowledge. There are always plans to take advantage of the devices of the devil to make you the best you want to be. You cannot give up on yourself now because things are not going the same way you wanted it to go. You cannot give up on yourself now because God has not given you answers to your prayers. You cannot forsake your faith now because you think the pains and the suffering are too much for you to bear. You cannot stop attempting to get it right because you have failed countless times on the same matter. Do not worry yourself. Don't trouble yourself. God is turning it to be your blessing point. God is turning it to bring you fame. You cannot limit God by the size of your problem. There is no mountain God cannot move, and there is no rough road God cannot make smooth. It is the specialization of the Lord to give life to dead things. It is God's perfect nature to make that problem you think there is not going to be a solution for it. God is the all-powerful God. All power is hosted in Him, and the power to give and to take away, to create and to end something is all in God. Don't think there won't be a solution and a way out of the storm. Not just a way out, but God taking you out of that storm and fierce battle as a winner, a champion, the best, and giving you fame that will spread wide abroad for many to know and see that God is still changing lives. It's not going to take God anything to do it for you. It would only take you the cost of your faith to bring Him into that action. The storm may be heavy on you, but God is changing it for your good. God is making it happen to bless you. God cannot disappoint you if you trust in Him. God cannot let things that are bigger than you come to you. Everything that you are experiencing and going through now are all to give you a story that will make you exceptional, a story that will inspire the coming generation, a story that will give hope to that broken and wisdom to the confused, a story that will reveal God as the God of all possibilities. You cannot say what God has for you in particular, but the truth is that there are greater things that He is preparing for you. The storm is not a barrier. The storm is not a hindrance, and the storm can only be a challenge. And what happens to challenges when the children of the highest God face them? Those challenges fade away at the presence of God. You do not need to start thinking you're doomed or thinking God has left you. Be rest assured that God is changing your storm to a story of favor. God is changing those challenges to a chance for the blessing. Of all that happened to Joseph, the betrayal from his own brothers, he kept looking towards the destiny ahead of him. Genesis 39, 1-20. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, brought him of the hands of the Ishmaelite, which had brought him down thither. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man, and he was in the house of his master the Egyptian. And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand. And Joseph found grace in his sight, and he served him. And he made him overseer over his house, and all that he had he put into his hand. And it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer in his house, and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. And the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and in the field. And it came to pass after these things, that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, Lay with me. But he refused, and said unto his master's wife, Behold, my master withhold not what is with me in the house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand. There is none greater in this house than I, neither hath he kept back anything from me, but thee, because thou art his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? And she caught him by his garment, saying, Lay with me. And he left his garment in her hand, and fled, and got him out. And it came to pass, when she saw him, that he had left his garment in her hand, and was fled forth, that she called unto the men of her house, and spake unto them, saying, See, he hath brought in a Hebrew unto us to mock us. He came in unto me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice. And it came to pass, when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me, and fled, and got him out. And she laid up his garment by her until his Lord came home. And she spake unto him according to these words, saying, The Hebrew servant, which thou hast brought unto us, came in unto me to mock me. And it came to pass, as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me, and fled out. And Joseph's master took him, and put him into the prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound. And he was there in the prison. Of all this that was happening humanly, we saw troubles, but God was making a way for the destiny of Joseph, and the blessing he has prepared for him to break through. You're going through same, or yours may be bigger, but you have to know that nothing is bigger than God or big for him to handle. Know that the suffering is a stepping stone to your breakthrough. It is a channel to your blessing, and it is a means to your healing. That trouble is way opener to your testimony. God is changing the devil's intentions towards you into an advantage for you. God is making the way for you through that closed way. God is doing something big and sweet for you to hold on to, and believe the Lord your God is almighty. In your marriage, your finances, your academics, your career, and everything that concerns you, have you not heard that God shall perfect all that concerns you? It does not matter how long. It does not matter how stinky that situation is right now. The only way out is through that same situation that you think it is over. That rotten aspect of your life that you think there is nothing that can be done about it to give it life. God is using it to make your life a blessing. The rejected stone of your life is turning into the chief cornerstone. Many have rejected and abandoned you, but through all the process, God is making all things better for you, blessing you through it and turning you into a superstar for life. Stop complaining, stop crying, stop telling people your problems, and start seeing the light that is coming after the dark array. Start seeing the goodness of God doing things and breakthrough for you, and that storm is becoming a blessing for you. Say it to yourself, I am not broken but blessed and favored in this storm.